Do you worry that your new TCG business might have been a bad idea? Are you anxious, or do you feel some guilt that it might fail and things are just going to flop? It's a lot of pressure, and I've been feeling it even, with sales coming in and things seeming to go well. It takes a lot of courage to start a new business, and it takes even more so to see it forward even when things aren't evening out yet. My name is India, and this is CardonaComicsTCG. I've been on TCG Player for about 2.5 months now, and I've made about $1,800 in sales. But, if you're in either TCG business or small business, that's not what you're gonna take home. The sales look much better than they are. I thought I was reaching profitability soon, but I sat down and crunched the numbers with my husband, and I'm pretty far off still from breaking even. And that hurts. That's a hard pill to swallow. What I think is important is that we stay the course no matter how it's going. If it's going well, awesome, keep doing it. If it's not going well, all right, it's time to readjust. It's time to look at what are we doing wrong? How many booster packs can I afford? And how many do I really need? Am I going to continue on the bulk train? Am I going to try to stay with all the new releases and be part of the hype? That's only for you to decide. All I know is that when I start to feel like this, that to me is my signal to dive in deeper and to recommit to my cause. Where can I be increasing margins? What else can I do? Are my shipping methods really the most cost effective, and do I need to change those? I saw the advice everywhere that you needed to have social media, you needed to have a front-facing appearance to sell more cards. And so I started social media even though I had no desire to be a YouTuber. I had no desire to be a public figure. But here I am, and I actually enjoy it more than I thought I would. I've met some really cool people. I think I've done a lot in the short time that I've been here. But it's still uneasy and uncomfortable for me because now I'm diving into social media and algorithms, things that I never thought I would get into selling cardboard. But it takes time, and it takes a lot of studying and logistics and watching more content creators and figuring out what works on Instagram, what works on TikTok, what works on YouTube. Are you doing short form? Are you doing long form? And all those questions have different answers. It's very overwhelming. I'm really blessed that I come from a lot of entrepreneurs and people who started their own businesses. They didn't always succeed, but they always took the lessons that they learned from those and applied them to the next project. When I told them I wanted to sell cardboard, they told me to put everything I had into it and to give it my best shot. They don't know anything about TCGs, but they know about wanting to be your own boss. Especially because the economy is so iffy right now and everything's upside down. I just had my first short go viral on Instagram and TikTok, and I have no idea what to do with that. So now I'm researching how to keep that momentum moving. And this short that I made isn't really part of any of my other content. It was more of a one-off. And now I have to figure out how to roll that back into the things that I actually want to be making. I've also filmed this video twice before. But each time I didn't have the camera presence, I looked dead inside, and I just wasn't happy with the results. So here we are with lucky shot number 3. That first video, I actually tried to script it out and write down everything I would talk about and exactly how I would say it, and it was miserable. I hated it. So now I'm just free-flowing and hoping it comes out for the best. But it's all learning experiences. It's all things that I'll take forward into more videos and new videos. I don't have any kind of background in public speaking. I'm a very introverted person. I prefer to stay home. I talk to my husband and my kids all day, and that does not require much, especially in the way of long-form speaking. It's a lot of, "Mommy, why this? Mommy, why that? What's happening for dinner?" Lots of short 1-2 word answers, not talking consistently for 15-20 minutes. And on the TCG Player side of things, I've had more orders coming back saying undeliverable address than ever before. And I try to message people and I get no response. So that's a really new and odd experience. You figure if you buy the cards, you put money on it, you're gonna wanna get them. So what's going on? I've also had some possible return orders or refunds that I might disagree with. But that's just the way it is, and that's business. You're gonna have to bite the bullet on a few of these. In almost 3 months, I've gone from a completely casual player to knowing way more about conditioning than I ever thought, and knowing when to post and what to post and how long things need to be and all kinds of things that I never anticipated needing to know. But here I am. I want to do it. I want it to work. So I'm learning. And I think that it's okay. People often have a negative connotation with the word ignorant, but all it means is that you don't know something. It's not the end of the world to be ignorant, as long as you keep moving forward and try to learn the things that you are ignorant to. Especially because in my case, I am a casual player. I'm not a master of Magic, and I don't know everything about all the mechanics and all the cards and alpha cards and beta cards, and I don't know all of that. I know what I know, and that's all I can do. I can learn more, I can incorporate more of that knowledge into my videos, but until I learn more, I have to work with what I've got. I'm an artist, so I do a series that went really well for Lorwyn, and I plan on doing it for Strixhaven, and I'm even gonna have to eat my words and do it for Mutant Ninja Turtles as well, where I just evaluate cards based on vibes. That's the nuance that I can bring. That's my expertise, is being an artist, knowing the vibe check, and hopefully people get enjoyment out of that. Hopefully they find value. I just want you to know that if you're feeling anxiety or guilty because maybe this isn't gonna work, that's okay. Just keep pushing forward. Fight it till the bitter end. Either you're gonna be an amazing, awesome TCG seller, or you're gonna figure out that just wasn't for you, and that's okay. But at least you tried, and you can say you did it. I have young children, and I want to be the parent that shows them that if they want to do something, they can. If they come home and tell me they want to be in professional esports, sure, try it, go ahead, figure it out. If they want to be a musician, all right, get to practice. I'm not going to stop you. And when you aren't having fun anymore, you don't have to do it anymore. And that's exactly how I think you should approach this business. I think that as long as you're having a good time and that, hopefully you're making more than you're losing, why not? It's a fun side hustle, it's a hobby, and maybe if you really want it to, it can be a profession and it can be your solo job. But again, that's only for you to decide. Don't let anyone else tell you what you can or can't do, especially when it comes to your passion projects. You love trading cards, I assume, so sell trading cards, talk trading cards, make content about trading cards. If it's Pokemon, if it's Magic, if it's Yu-Gi-Oh, anything. Not enough people are getting to live their dream. Not enough people are getting to do something that they love for money. And that will always be the case. It always has been the case. But at least you're gonna try. I like to go back and watch old videos of large content creators. I think it's a very cool way to see how far you've come and where you are now. And I've seen several TCG space creators talk about how they're just getting into it and how they hope they can do this someday as their full-time job, how they love nothing more than to sell cardboard for the rest of their lives. And now they have millions of followers. Now they do hundreds, millions of dollars in sales. There's no reason that can't be you. There's no reason that can't be me. All we have to do is try. I'll be 32 this year. I'm not a spring chick. And I'm just trying to do what I love for as long as possible. I've worked a lot of minimum wage jobs, a lot of manual labor jobs. I've worked in kitchens, and all of those paid the bills, but were miserable. I want to do what I want to do and hopefully get paid to do it. So I have to give it a shot. I have to know. I don't want to be 60 wishing that I could have done something that I loved and not knowing. I apologize, this video is kind of a rant. Again, that's what happens when you don't script things, but when I scripted, I felt dead inside. So this is what you're gonna get. I really appreciate you watching the video. It's probably gonna be a shorter one once I cut out all the blank stares and dead space. Again, my name is Cardona Comics. If you want to pick up some singles, my TCG Player Pro Store will be linked down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you want to come with me on this journey. If you want to see, hopefully someday, me with 10,000 followers. Again, thank you so much for coming, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.